I knew this was a suicide mission. My terms. For my family.
What your favorite Ninja Turtles would be like in real life. A live-action version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the last Ronin comic series, is on its way. Dive into the excitement as we explore this thrilling adaptation of the beloved Turtles. What adventures await our heroes in this new dimension? Back in the 1980s, two guys named Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird created a cool comic about 4 mutant turtles who are also ninjas. These turtles, named after famous artists, fight bad guys in New York City. Even though the comics were a bit serious, kids loved them. The Ninja Turtles became super famous in the 1990s. They had toys, games, movies, and cartoons all about them. The Ninja Turtles had a tough time in the early 2000s with some not so great movies, but things got better in 2023 with a new movie called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem. The new animated movie brought back the fun and nostalgic feeling of the Ninja Turtles. It was so popular that they decided to make another movie and a TV show spin-off. Now, they're planning to make a live-action movie based on a favorite comic story, The Last Ronin. Paramount is making another movie called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem 2. It's a bit surprising because they already have a kid-friendly TV series coming out called Tales of the TMNT, but this new movie will be darker, more like the original comics, and might even be rated R. Normally, studios stick to one style for their popular franchises, but Paramount is giving us two different sides of the Ninja Turtles. They're making a family-friendly world with Mutant Mayhem and a more grown-up version with The Last Ronin. The Last Ronin will be the first live-action Ninja Turtles movie since 2016. It's not official yet, but it seems like The Last Ronin won't have anything to do with Mutant Mayhem or its sequel. Although the new movie based on The Last Ronin is still getting started, they haven't picked a director or actors yet, but they did hire Tyler Burton Smith to write the script. He's famous for writing a funny action movie called Boy Kills World. The only other person working on the movie right now is producer Walter Hamada. He's in charge of it through his company called 18 Hertz. They're also making a video game based on The Last Ronin, but it probably won't be exactly like the movie. The movie will be based on a comic series from 2020 that fans love. It's set in a different world from the usual Ninja Turtle stories. In this future, only Michelangelo is left after his family is killed by the Foot Clan. Now he's on a mission for revenge. He becomes a famous Ronin, like a lone warrior, and fights against Hiroto, who runs New York City like a dictator. Because the movie wants to be for adults, we can guess it will show all the bloody stuff from the comics and keep the dark mood. The Last Ronin comic was the start of a new series, but we don't know if the movie will take ideas from the other comics in that series. This sad and intense story about the Ninja Turtles is captured in amazing art. The Ninja Turtles comics have been doing great, with a new start coming soon, but everyone really loves the Last Ronin story. It's all about Michelangelo, and it's a big hit. Code Abdo, known as Boss Logic on Instagram, posted a cool picture of Michelangelo from The Last Ronin. It's a drawing of an older Mikey standing in the rain, wearing his orange mask and the masks of his 3 brothers who passed away. This picture of Michelangelo from The Last Ronin has a lot to think about. It shows how Michelangelo feels about New York in the future. He's trying to forget all the bad stuff that happened to him. Wearing his brothers' masks helps him feel connected to them again. The Last Ronin is a comic series from 2020. It has 5 books and was made by Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird, the creators of Ninja Turtles. The drawings are also by Ben Bishop, Esau, and Isaac Escorza. The story happens 25 years in the future in a messed up New York City ruled by the bad guys. Michelangelo, the last Ninja Turtle, comes back to the city to get revenge for his family and friends who died. Since most of the old heroes and bad guys are gone, Michelangelo teams up with April O'Neil Jones and her daughter Casey Marie. They're trying to stop the new Shredder before it is too late, but this series isn't just a fun what-if story. It's got a lot more to it. Since it finished in 2022, The Last Ronin got a lot of love from critics and fans. People like the serious and emotional story. IDW, the company that makes the comics, saw how well it did. They made a new series in 2024 where Casey Marie trains a group of Ninja Turtles. They're called Odin, Moja, Unu, and Yi. And now they're making a video game and a movie based on The Last Ronin, both for grown-ups. This story is still making big waves and winning over old and new fans. The story of Michelangelo going from a funny guy to a serious fighter is really cool. People loved it so much that it became a bestseller right away. It proves that fans want more serious Ninja Turtles stories. This big story with 5 parts shows that Ninja Turtles fans have grown up. Michelangelo now teaches Casey Marie, kind of like how Splinter taught him. But The Last Ronin started as just one story, now it's turning into a big series. The awesome art by Code Abdo reminds us how much everyone loves it. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles started as comics in the late 1980s by Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. Since then, they've been in movies, TV shows, games, and toys. The animated TMNT show was super popular in the 80s and 90s and brings back lots of old memories. They've also had movies with the four Turtle brothers, like the live-action trilogy in the 90s and the newer ones called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. In Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 150, Venus does something really brave. Even though she's told that Armagon is too strong to beat, she sacrifices herself to save the Turtles. It's a really heroic moment. This wraps up her story in a powerful way and makes her a true hero in the TMNT world. Warning, if you haven't read Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 150, this has spoilers. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles just finished their toughest adventure yet in the Road to 150 storyline. It was really intense, and the Turtles faced some big dangers. Even though they made it through, one of them had to give up everything to save the others. It's a big deal for TMNT fans. In Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 150 by Sophie Campbell, Vincenzo Federici, Pharaoh Pei, and Dan Duncan, the big adventure called The Road to 150 finally ends, and it's awesome. Donatello and Venus have been time traveling to stop Armagon, a dangerous shark. They figure out a way to beat him by using a magical symbol and take away his powers. Donatello and Venus travel back in time to feudal Japan before the Turtles became Turtles. Armagon wanted to mess up the whole reincarnation thing, but Donatello and Venus got there first. Donatello was ready to sacrifice himself to stop Armagon, but before he could, Venus stepped in and did it instead. During the Road to 150, Donatello and Venus keep hearing from others that Armagon is impossible to beat. Everyone says it's no use trying because Armagon always wins. Even older versions of Donatello, Raphael, and Venus couldn't stop him even though they tried. Meeting these fighters during the Road to 150 made Donatello and Venus feel like they couldn't win against Armagon. If these tough guys couldn't beat him, how could they? It seemed like a lost cause, but instead of giving up, Donnie and Venus kept going, and in the end, Venus did something none of her brothers could do. She sacrificed herself to finally defeat Armagon. Venus first appeared in the 90s TV show Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation, but fans didn't like her, so she didn't stick around for so long. But Sophie Campbell brought her back in a really cool way for IDW Publishing. Now, with Venus sacrificing herself to save the Turtles, she's gone from a character fans didn't like to one they'll always remember. Venus has had a really tough time in both real life and in the stories. Fans didn't like her in the Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation and in the comics. She was experimented on by a mean scientist, but even with all that, she becomes a big hero in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Her sacrifice marks the end of one era and the start of something new. Venus's sacrifice doesn't just end her story, it closes a chapter for everyone. It's like a fresh start for the Ninja Turtles. Her journey shows us that even when things are tough, you can grow and become a hero. As the TMNT world keeps growing, Venus's story will always be remembered, teaching us that anyone can be a hero, no matter what. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. Also, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. We'll catch you next time.